He's supposed to spoil you and treat you and do all these things for you. He doesn't even know you. If ladies want you to spend a ton of money on them, they don't like you. If women are so caught up inside of you need to do this for me, leave her alone. She's a taker. Don't do it. If she wants you to spend a bunch of money on her from the top, she doesn't like you. She's not there to give. She's there to get an experience out of you. She's there to use you, and she's there to get exactly what it is that she wants. Don't be that person. A broke woman who makes no money calls men that can't send her to get her nails done a brokey or sassy. Delusion. If you have to depend on a man, it is a burden to him and thus to you. Have you guys ever noticed that when you are broke and you want to have like all the designer, when you get to a certain point, they send you that stuff for free? That's just the way we are as humans. Just because you don't need it, that's why I want to send it to you. I feel like any woman making less than 50 grand needs to sit down and shut her mouth and get to work on herself.
You're broke! You're fucking poor!
What makes somebody a hoe? You selling that ass. Period. You selling that ass. If you telling niggas, don't talk to me unless you pay my bills, that's hoe activity. You might as well just put it on the market. It's okay. You know, it's not okay, but it's okay. I mean, because who gonna check you? When you die, nobody's gonna be at your funeral like, she was a hoe. Just do what you do.
Modern day prostitutes.
I remember I asked just like 10 out of 10, like what she do for work, and she almost looked at me like I was speaking a foreign language. I was like, don't you gotta work during the day? She was like, I was like, you know what? I don't even know why I asked that. I immediately changed the subject. And that had me so dead, yeah, so I'm not gonna be asking that anymore.
I'm gonna slow this down a little bit, but just read some of these comments. I mean, God forbid he wants a girl who has a career and goals. Like, God forbid. I hate this question, especially very early on into the convo. It gives you trying to judge off of a profession. Girl, like, are you a dancer? Like, are you working at Red Robin and you like 37? Like, what are we judging off of? Like, if you got a job, you got a job. Who gives a damn? Like, what? Ladies, are y'all okay?
Nope.
I practice hypergamy.
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Rome back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. Yo, I'm telling you right now, man, men cannot win for losing. I tell you, bro. So this brother was getting attacked in the comments because supposedly he went with a 10 out of 10 on a date and simply just asked her what she does for work. That's all he, just making small talk. You're trying to get to know somebody on a first date. And as you can see in the comments, they were so triggered. I think the one that really, really bothered me the most out of all those comments was that question came off like you was a 50-50 person. I'm like, oh my God, bro, man, like tell me you're entitled without telling me you're entitled. Oh my goodness, man. I tell you, bro. This shit is ridiculous. That shit right there alone is gonna keep a lot of women single, man. I'm telling you right now. I'm like, and that's the reason why I played that video for you guys the other day of the conversation that I had with my mom, because this is the type of shit that my mom frowns at. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it, man.
All right, let's watch this video and we'll get into it.
I remember I asked just like 10 out of 10, like what she do for work, and she almost looked at me like I was speaking a foreign language. I was like, don't you gotta work during the day? She was like, I was like, you know what? I don't even know why I asked that. I immediately changed the subject. And that had me so dead, yeah, so I'm not gonna be asking that anymore.
I'm gonna slow this down a little bit, but just read some of these comments. I mean, God forbid he wants a girl who has a career and goals. Like, God forbid. I hate this question, especially very early on into the convo. It gives you trying to judge off of a profession. Girl, like, are you a dancer? Like, are you working at Red Robin and you like 37? Like, what are we judging off of? Like, if you got a job, you got a job. Who gives a damn? Like, what? Ladies, are y'all okay? Like, on some real shit, are y'all okay? Because the way y'all was talking in that comment section, like, y'all was traumatized by just saying where the fuck you work. And that's crazy. Like, y'all understand that's crazy. First of all, if you are on a date and a man asks you where you work and you say you're an entrepreneur and he goes into being like, oh shit, you got big money. Oh shit. Okay. Da, da, da. That's your sign. That was your sign right there. Just to let you know, that was your sign right there. I know some people be like, well, I'm just goofy like that. Listen. I don't think any man really genuinely gives a fuck where you work unless it's going against his morals and values, right? Unless you're doing something illegal or just something, again, that just goes against his morals and values. Y'all be the ones who think that they give a fuck because y'all have created that. Like, men didn't create that. Y'all created that. Like, because y'all be dealing with men who don't have that. Secure men, financially secure men, like actual real masculine men that are secure in themselves, they don't give a fuck about that shit. They really don't give a fuck about. Like, there has been men who have been CEOs and have had wives that were secretaries or receptionists, and it's worked out just fine for them. He didn't look at her below. He just looked at her like, that's where she wanted to be. That's where she wanted to be. If she wanted to be up there with me, she could. But if she wanted to stay down there, that's where she wanted to stay. Okay, fine. And it worked just fine for them. Y'all are the only ones who judge when it comes to someone's work. Y'all wanted to be CEOs, right? Y'all fought y'all way to be up there at the big dogs table, right? A lot of y'all be saying that you would never date or be with someone whose tax bracket didn't fit yours, right? So if you a CEO, you not looking at the janitor, right? You not looking at the mail man, right? You want another CEO. That's y'all's men's side. Like, men don't think like that. That is y'all. Y'all are the only ones who think like that. I do realize that not every man on this planet is a CEO, right? When I tell people what I do, I say I'm a creative director. And you know what they say? They say, oh shit, that's dope. What is that? I work for a nonprofit. I do spirituality shit, right? Oh, that's dope. Cool. Tell me more. Like, like, it's just a conversation starter, right? Like, if you tell a man he's a CEO and he goes into, oh, how much you make at this time, there's your flag, sis. There's your flag. Some of y'all be thinking that, like, oh, you're so funny. No, run. Like, a secure man's not gonna be asking you shit like that. Like, they don't give a damn. They just trying to get a conversation about you. God damn. Y'all taking this way. Like, what kind of men are y'all dealing with? What kind of men are y'all dealing with?
In my personal opinion, I think it is the Shira 7 effect, the soft girl effect, along with everything that they see on the internet and social media. This shit was so dumb. There was no need to come at that brother like that. I think that man was just trying to make simple conversation, get to know the woman. Uh, just because a man asks a woman what she does for a living doesn't necessarily mean he's pocket watching. Because I saw that in the comments too, and I thought that was really, really dumb. Because if it's one thing men understand about women is whether or not y'all looking for a provider or y'all cool with 50-50, men are still expected to do most of the spending anyway. So as far as men are concerned, most of us, we don't necessarily care how much you make. If anything, like she said, it's going to be more so about, especially nowadays, where it seems like any woman that's worth a second look got an OnlyFans. Yeah, I think it's safe for men to be asking that question nowadays because it seems like a lot of women that are attractive seem to be monetizing their looks. So once again, I think this was a reach, and this is just another way of women trying to shame, guilt, use whatever sign language that they can to try to conform men to paying for everything and spending all of, because I'm like, I tell you, bro, that whole you sound like a 50-50 man with that question. That one there was so fucking triggering, bro. That one was so triggering. Speaking of which, I had came across a video of a woman talking about this particular subject. I want y'all to hear what she had to say because it's finally nice to hear a woman who actually lives in reality.
So when it comes to this 50-50 relationships, right? Women, let me ask you a question. Do you understand that only about 17% of men in America, and that's just all men, we're not talking about black men or white men, 17% of all the men in America make over six figures a year. And of that, you want to know what the percentage is of black men in America that make over six figures? 8%. So what does that mean? That means a couple of things. For one, if you are a woman who wants to be with a man who is a sole financial provider, meaning you do not have to work, and if you do work, then your income does not have to be contributed to the bills or living expenses, right? then what are your chances when you're dealing with under 20% of the population of men that make a sustainable income in this economy? And truth be told, even 6 figures for one person can leave one to struggle depending on the lifestyle, if we're being honest. Also, let's talk about the caliber of men, right, that are making 6 figures, XYZ, right? Just because a man makes 6 figures or above, just because a man makes enough to be able to afford a certain lifestyle or afford to be able to be the primary provider for his household and for his family, that does not automatically make him a good man. It don't automatically make him a good husband. It don't automatically make him a good father. It makes him a financial provider. It makes him a sponsor, if you will. I know some of y'all are looking for sponsors and all that stuff. I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to the women who actually want to be in a relationship, actually want a husband, actually want a family, and XYZ, but you just want a man that make enough money so that you don't have to work, right? I'm talking to y'all. So what's my point, right? There are men, great men, who have excellent character, who are honest, who are faithful, who love the Lord, who have a strong work ethic, right? Who are kind, who are loving, who are generous, who are giving, who are compassionate, who are understanding, who has great communication skills, right? Who will honestly, genuinely probably be the answer to your prayers, but he might not make 6 figures. Or whether it's 6 figures or not, he might not make enough for you two and your family to live solely off of his income, right? This man may come with the necessity for you two to have a dual income household. And guess what? That is okay. That is okay. There is nothing wrong with that. Our ancestors, our grandparents and great grandparents and stuff like that, they might have been able to have that set up, but the economy back then is not what it is today, first of all. Second of all, there were just different rights and everything else that goes into the structure of the households back then. So we're not going to go down history lane. However, I really hope that you who desire the actual healthy marriage, desire to have your own family and things like that, and a healthy family structure within your household, that you stop allowing social media to influence you and make you think that you're losing out on a good man if he doesn't make 6 figures and if he is not able to fund your lifestyle. Because the truth is, you're going to miss out on a good man with that mindset. A lot of you are single because you've allowed social media to influence you into believing that there's just men ready for the picking out here who got money to throw at your lifestyle. And that's just not the case. That's just not reality. Not here in America, it's not. And also, let me say, again, going back to a man's character, you can have a man that is paying all the bills, that's gifting you with things and all that stuff. And guess what? You can have his money and not his heart. My point is, money does not equate to a good man. And so if you want a good man, I challenge you to start shifting your mindset of what you view a good man to be and stop basing it off of what you see on social media. Because social media, to a certain extent, is just social media, and it's not reality, and it's not practical for the majority of the people who live in America.
And you also got to factor in the fact that all women in America that make 6 figures or more, I think is somewhere along the lines of 8, 9, 10%, something like that. So if those women only want to date at their level or higher, you basically just cut that 17% in half. Now you're really left with about 8, 9, 10% to really choose from as far as the women that are not making 6 figures or more. And we all know there's far more of those women than there are women that are making 6 figures statistically. So it's like, what are we really doing here, ladies? It's like, y'all got to get out of this social media Shira 7 soft girl era content bubble, because I'm telling you right now, that shit ain't working for y'all. It's a reason why that 2030 study about half of y'all being single and childless by 2030, y'all have already exceeded that 5 years early. I did a video about that not too long ago. More than half of y'all are reported single already. So we are well on our way, because that includes being childless, because I don't know if more than half of them are single and childless, but if more than half of y'all are reported single, then that 2030, I said this a year or two ago when that study first came out. I was like, I think we're gonna get there before then, just based on how how women are consuming that type of content. Now, this next video I want to show you guys, because it's kind of in reference, because she actually brought it up as well. And this is something that a lot of women that want this type of man don't want to discuss. Check this out.
Y'all got to see this tweet. Bro is upset. Stop comparing us to your granddaddy. He ain't never had to pay for no rent or house note. He had to pay for nails. He ain't had to send Granny to get her lashes done. Like, this is a great breakdown. It's a point we never talk about. Granny was not at the juke joint twerking, telling dude to stay out my mailbox. So often we have the provider conversation. We don't have a real conversation about what the level of providing is. Because providing for, like, you know, paying bills here and there is one thing. But then paying for your entire lifestyle, paying for all your hobbies, your personal upkeep. And that's not even something you can compare man to woman, because my upkeep is what? A haircut? Like, that's about it. Maybe a few skincare products here and there. I think the biggest misconception as well is the women that were getting provisions back in the day, or, you know, 40, 50 years ago, they were certain types of women. That's why today there's still some women that get provision. They still have a provider man, and they keep them lifetime, like long term. The problem is, I think, and it's just my personal opinion, there are a lot of people who don't qualify for the provider lifestyle the way that they think they should. And it's like, baby, if you 45 and you never had the provider man, it's probably never going to happen. And I would tell a guy the same thing, like, bro, if you are 45, 50 years old and you've never been able to hook up with the model you've been chasing forever, you're probably never going to. Like, let's be for real. Your life results will tell you what you qualify for and what you don't. You know, when you go to Miami, you got to stand in line to get in. You know that. That's why you got into it with your friend that one time. But you come online and talk to all of us as if we don't also see you. Like, we know you don't live that lifestyle, baby. The women that I personally know, I even know some escorts in, like, high level, like, they aren't online talking about it at all. And I'm talking about the ones that actually I've seen it with my own eyes. There are some that can get money out of guys. They don't have to say or do nothing. They just show up. They look that good. There's some dudes is like, well, you here, so here you go, $10,000. Like, I'm telling you, I've seen it happen. So me knowing that it happens and seeing it with my own eyes, I also know when a certain woman start talking about it, it's like, you're not, come on. If I put you in a room with the other women that are on that, you wouldn't survive. It would eat you alive. But I get why you put the whole persona online, though. I get it. I just wish that we would add context to the provider conversation, because I don't think a lot of women actually want the highest level provider. You just want a man that is going to make your life easier. You want a nicer lifestyle. Not all of y'all want to be, you know, buy me a Birkin bag and buy me a mansion and a Rolls Royce. I know, I get it. But the context, you got to add the context around it, because some of y'all sound crazy.
And these are facts. Because, as a matter of fact, I think when I was watching Legion of Men, I want to say maybe about a week ago, and they were kind of going over this, like the average income and comparing it to like the average cost of living or average cost of homes for that matter. Back in those times, houses were only about 2 times more than the average income or median income. You fast forward to 2025, the wages haven't kept up with the cost of living. Now, I believe the average house is like 3 to 4 times more than the average income. And then you got to imagine, depending on what part of the United States you're staying in, it could be tough. I think this is one of the reasons why you hear a lot of people say, shit, you better move to the Midwest somewhere, because that's about the cheap. I'm like, if I remember correct, I believe the cheapest country, or excuse me, the cheapest state in the United States is like, from what I saw, like average cost of housing. I want to say it was the I can't speak today. The Dakotas, South and North Dakota, that area, Midwest, and even where I'm from, Ohio, to some degree. But hell, shit, even Ohio is getting expensive. But
See this, and this is the problem. If a man comes up to you and he's expecting you to bring the tools, he's expecting you to bring the money, and he's expecting you to go half at the table, walk away.
So that sounds good, right? To walk away, and it sounds decent.
Go.
A lot of you women aren't in the 1 percentile, just like a lot of you men aren't in the 1 percentile. A lot of you don't even make anything close to 6 figures a year.
So you don't
So
even date.
let's go. Get the fuck out of here. Could you imagine somebody telling you? Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Hold on. Could you imagine somebody telling you that you don't deserve love, that you don't deserve to be dating if you don't make a certain amount of money?
Ma'am, let's be clear. That's just like me telling you you need to go get in shape, or you can't be dating. That's like me telling you not to wear makeup, or you can't be dating. Huh? If a person is taking care of themselves and they're doing pretty good, just because they're not making 6 figures, or just because they're not making 70 or 80,000, if you make 50,000, 60,000, whatever, that's pretty straight, bro. Date. You can date yourself into wealth. You may date yourself into somebody that's going to meet you where you are, and y'all together are going to make something. And then y'all be mad at 50-50, but guess what? That's 50% off of what you are paying. So if you took your half and I took my half, and say for instance our rent is $1,200, and you come live with me and combine, you paying $6, I'm paying $6. That's $6 more hundred that I could save and $6 more hundred that you could save. What are you talking about? Stop listening to these women. You're gonna be fried. If y'all keep listening to these type of women, you're done.
Yeah, I gotta admit, that's crazy work. Telling men that they shouldn't be dating if they don't make 6 figures or more, but you over here overweight.
Bruh. This is filthy work.
Come on, man.
He said, I'll get it for you next week. Wrong answer. Somebody else bought it for me.
So based off of that logic, whenever a man has a woman and she denies him a sex, and she says something along the lines of, I don't feel like it, babe, maybe tomorrow, then he should just go out and get it from somebody else and say that was the wrong answer. I'm going to get it from somebody else, right? I'm just using your logic. I tell you, bro, if men had the same entitlement as women, bro, women would be in an uproar. This shit is ridiculous. Like, I don't think y'all realize how cringe y'all sound and look when y'all say this shit. And it's even worse because you go in the comments, bro, like 99% of the women in the comments are agreeing with this shit. Now, don't get me wrong, man. You should have at least $40. But if you don't have the patience to wait a week to get a purse, man, that's entitlement. That's just entitlement, man. Like this shit is goofy, bro. I'm like y'all women. It just goes to show you, bro. Like this tells me that a lot of these women don't really have much to offer because all they can do is come on here and complain about what a man ain't buying or what a man ain't spending money on, bro. This shit's, oh man, y'all. Man, if y'all just broke, just fucking say that, bro.
What's something that most women should think about?
If he can't even give you the things you already provide for yourself, then he is useless. Block that dusty man immediately.
Look, I got all the love in the world for my elders and respect, but let me tell you something. You ain't got no room calling nobody dusty of all words.
Stop giving your cookie up for free and make everything transactional. If he ain't got no money, he shouldn't even open his mouth.
Yo, ban AI, bro. They have a AI pandering Shira 7 talking about sell that cookie. Sell it. And it looks good. It looks real, gang. Yeah, my kid won't have a phone. Even when I get a little older, I might not have a phone. I might just delete all social media. And then look at the comments. No money, no honey. Celibate or selling it. You either paying for it or you're not getting it. These bitches are taking advice from AI technology. That person on that video isn't even real. It's not a real person. But that message they got, they're like, oh yeah. Somebody in the comments even said, oh yeah, you're right, AI granny. They know it's AI. Almost 100,000 likes and 15K saves. You know what? I'm gonna benefit from AI. I'm gonna make a red pill AI page. I might even make a female pink pill page, pandering to the women, saying I'm gonna make a granny page just like that.
And the video prior to that was AI too. Let me tell you something. This AI shit getting scary. I'm like, it looks like they done tweaked it a bit here in the last few months. That shit look real as fuck. I will say this though, I think it's finally gave me a leeway to make that pandering channeled to women so I can really run up a bag, because I find it funny how everybody talks about how lucrative this kind of content is. And, people be trying to pocket watch me and what have you. But I'm like, I would make way more money if I was talking to women and telling them what they want to hear. I'm like, do y'all see the kind of money Ace Metaphor and Derek Jackson and guys like that are making? Yeah, I'm like, I want a piece of that too. I'm like, in the easiest way to go about it, no face AI. Oh hell yeah, I'll run up a bag real quick. Anyway, y'all let me know what you thought about this. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification. That way y'all know what I'm uploading. Hit the like button because that's what the algorithm and helps me reach a broader audience. Also look out for the travel vlog channel as well as the live show channel. Both links are in the description. Until the next video, y'all. Deuces.